If you've been to Las Vegas lately, you couldn't have missed it. A giant, glowing orb in the middle of the desert. One moment turning into planet Earth. The next an enormous eye staring down at the city. That's the Sphere. The new icon of Vegas. And also the perfect example of how money gets burned in this day and age. On the outside, it's the world's largest LED screen, bright enough to outshine the legendary casinos that made Las Vegas famous. But those of us who've been around the block know. The brighter the lights, the darker the shadows they cast. With the Sphere, the most staggering number isn't how many LED bulbs it has, but how much money it's losing. In one of its first operational quarters, it posted an operating loss of nearly $100 million. The total construction cost ballooned to about $2.3 billion. For many Americans, that kind of money used to mean hospitals, schools, pensions, and Social Security. Now, it's at Starkland in the Nevada desert, catering to $1,000 tickets that only the super rich would dare touch. The question isn't, is the Sphere beautiful? It clearly is. The issue is it worth the price? How does a structure hailed as an entertainment marvel, located in the heart of Las Vegas, so quickly become a financial catastrophe? This isn't just a story about a building. It's a story about how those in power treat money and investor trust, like a poker chip to be gambled away at any moment. In this video, we'll get straight to the point. The 3 core reasons why this $2.3 billion dream, instead of becoming an economic miracle, is looking more like a monument to waste. And with the final reason, you'll see why. From the moment the foundation was laid, the Sphere was almost designed to never be profitable. Let's start with the flashiest part of this project, what James Dolan and his crew call the Exosphere. On paper, this was their ace in the hole for making money. The business plan sounded tempting. Turn the entire exterior of the building into a gigantic 24/7 advertising space and charge brands an arm and a leg for it. Do you know what they were asking? According to documents leaked in late 2023, for your brand's image to appear on this globe just one day, you had to fork over about $450,000. Want a week-long campaign? Better have $650,000 ready. Let me put that number in perspective for you. For $450,000, a business could rent dozens of massive billboards along the Las Vegas Strip for an entire year. But the Sphere believed it could command that fee in just 24 hours. Why is this a fantasy? Because this thinking runs completely counter to how the modern economy works. We live in an age where every advertising dollar is meticulously calculated based on conversions and targeting. Corporations don't just throw money out the window like they did in the 80s. They pay Google or Facebook because they know exactly who is seeing their ads. And the Sphere? It's still just an outdoor billboard, a tired technology from the last century, just dressed up in a fancier LED coat. It's a mindset of firing a cannon into the sky and hoping to hit a bird. Yes, it gets about 4.7 million impressions a day. But who are they? Tourists passing by, Uber drivers, locals stuck in traffic. That's not a target audience. What's the result? While we occasionally see ads for tech giants or blockbuster movies, the actual revenue from this segment is a drop in the bucket compared to the operating costs. In a recent quarter, revenue from advertising and suite rentals was only around $15.9 million, a far cry from the billion-dollar expectations. Big brands might pay once for the novelty, for the prestige, chalking it up as a branding expense. But they aren't foolish. They won't come back to throw $500,000 a day at a curved screen just for a few check-in photos on social media. The novelty will fade, and when the curiosity dies down, what will be left of the Sphere but a colossal electricity bill with not enough customers willing to pay to keep the lights on? But if you think the delusion about ad revenue was bad, just wait until we look inside, because reason number 2 will show you a far more dangerous financial trap. Where the Sphere isn't just losing money, but has tied its own hands in a deadly exclusive business model. If the Exosphere is an external illusion meant to hide the inefficiency of modern advertising, then inside the Sphere, a much more sophisticated financial trap awaits. The trap of the exclusive model. Unlike traditional arenas or theaters that can host a wide variety of events, from sports concerts to trade shows, the Sphere, with its Colossal 16K wraparound screen, has locked itself into a requirement that all content must be custom produced for it. This sounds amazing technologically, but it's a business nightmare, one that any experienced, older audience member can easily spot. Look at the inaugural concert series by U2. With 40 sold-out shows, the event generated global buzz and a total gross revenue of around $244.5 million. That's a huge number that would make anyone's head spin. But the core question that those of us who stood in line to buy the Joshua Tree album in 1987 would ask is, how much of that impressive figure did the Sphere actually keep? According to industry sources, to secure a huge name like U2, the Sphere may have had to agree to a deeply unfavorable revenue-sharing deal, with some rumors suggesting U2 took as much as 90% of the ticket revenue. If that's accurate, the Sphere, the host of the future of entertainment, only pocketed about $24 million of the $244 million gross. That's not rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Wall Street stealing the dream, turning a symbol of our youth into a pawn in a rigged financial game. The people who paid $200, even $350, for a ticket to hear Bono sing, to experience the future of concerts. We applauded, we cheered, we believed we were witnessing something monumental. But did anyone think about the backstage crew, the technicians working around the clock to fix issues with the massive 16K screens, or the 167,000 speaker system overheating? While we were applauding, they were exhausted. The old Vegas didn't treat its workers like that. It's a sad contrast between the outrageous prices the audience pays and the burnout of the people creating the experience, all to serve an unsustainable business model. Realizing the paper-thin margins of relying on outside artists, the Sphere tried another route, producing its own content. The film Postcard from Earth, directed by Darren Aronofsky, is a prime example. As an in-house product, the Sphere keeps 100% of the revenue. To create a work that fully utilizes a 16K screen and 180-degree view, MSG Sphere Studios had to invest in developing a completely new camera system and production process, an investment no ordinary film studio would dare make. The production cost for such a piece is estimated to be in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Although Postcard from Earth had initial success and brought in significant revenue, the big question remains, can one film, no matter how unique the experience, be compelling enough for audiences to return again and again? Who will pay for this homegrown content in the long run? Frank Sinatra's Vegas made money from performances and casinos, from providing real value. The Sphere, on the other hand, is burning tens, if not hundreds, of millions on self-production, hoping for a financial miracle. This is a failed easy money mindset, the if you build it, they will come fallacy, despite the hard numbers showing the opposite. This exclusive model forces the Sphere into a dilemma. Relying on outside artists means razor-thin margins and a passive position, while self-producing comes with astronomical costs and risks, like a bottomless pit. The initial technological novelty grabs attention, but it also shackles the Sphere to an unsustainable cost structure and an expensive dependency on specialized resources. This is the essence of that trap. It creates initial buzz but lacks long-term sustainability and the ability to regenerate profit, a price far too high for arrogance. We've talked about the flashy screens and exclusive shows, but now, let's strip the Sphere down to its financial skeleton. After all the smoke and mirrors, the brutal truth of a colossal fixed cost structure is the core reason this project has become an unbearable financial burden. It's not just a building. It's a money-eating machine with both barrels aimed at the pockets of investors and, sadly, ordinary people. From the very beginning, this project was a textbook example of outrageous waste. The initial estimate in 2018 was just $1.2 billion, already a huge number. But then, like a predictable tragedy, design complexities and global economic turmoil pushed the final construction cost to a staggering $2.3 billion. Think about that. $2.3 billion, more than double the cost of Allegiant Stadium, which at least has the Super Bowl to help pay it off. But who really pays for the roads leading to it, for the massive power grid it needs? Our tax dollars. The people of Vegas built the glittering strip from the ground up since the 70s, turning a desert into a wonder. Now, James Dolan uses that money to play with Legos, to build a castle for himself, a Wall Street vanity project. This feels like a profound betrayal when what we build is being squandered by the moneyed elite. And when the Sphere's doors opened, the burden didn't end. It just began a new chapter of consumption. The operating costs of the Sphere are horrifying, and the most alarming part is that most of them are fixed costs. They can't be cut, no matter how few people show up. Topping the list is the monstrous electricity bill, with millions of LEDs inside and out, plus complex air conditioning, sound, and technical systems. The estimated monthly power bill could be as high as $1.5 million. That's $18 million a year on electricity alone. Meanwhile, local residents have seen their home electricity bills jump 30% during the scorching 115 degrees Fahrenheit Nevada summers. The Sphere glows 24/7 for TikTok kids to take pictures, while we sweat and pay for our air conditioning. This is class warfare, where the toys of the rich are paid for by the utility bills of the working class. It brings back memories of utility crises we've all lived through. It doesn't stop there. The depreciation charge from that $2.3 billion investment is a financial black hole. A massive depreciation of around $84 million per quarter makes their concept of adjusted profit a joke, a piece of fake news. In reality, according to GAAP accounting standards, the Sphere was reporting quarterly losses of around $95 million. What does this mean for the small-time investor? Those who bought stock during the opening week have now lost over 80% of its value. James Dolan just gets richer, while Main Street, ordinary folks, are left holding the bag. This is the same anger that has been simmering since 2008, when our generation lost homes and retirement savings to empty promises about the next big thing, just like with Elon Musk. In short, the Sphere isn't just an expensive construction project. It's a living testament to poor management and a flagrant disregard for basic financial principles. Uncontrolled construction cost overruns, combined with the crushing weight of massive fixed costs, have turned it into a money-eating machine that can't be stopped. It's a costly lesson in hubris and delusion, a legacy of waste that Las Vegas, and perhaps the world, will have to look at and ask, have we gone too far in celebrating empty symbols while forgetting real value? Have we allowed corporate greed to devour the core values that built this country? So, we've looked at the three main challenges: colossal fixed costs, a difficult content business model, and advertising revenues that haven't met expectations. The Sphere is proof that a technological marvel is not automatically a financial success. So, what does the future hold for Sphere? There's still some positive signs. The success of the film Postcard from Earth shows the potential of in-house content. Residencies from major artists like Dead & Company and other upcoming contracts show that the Sphere remains a compelling destination. In recent financial reports, the company has begun to post a positive adjusted operating income, a sign that the core business is slowly stabilizing. However, the $2.3 billion depreciation problem remains, making true net profitability a monumental challenge. Plans to build a Sphere in London have been scrapped, but projects in other locations like Abu Dhabi are still being considered, indicating that investors are re-evaluating the model. The Sphere is a fascinating story to watch. It could either find a groundbreaking business formula or remain a money-losing technological wonder. It's a reminder of just how quickly and complex turning a technical invention into a sustainable business can be in the Nevada entertainment industry. What about you? Do you think the Sphere can find a way out? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you found this video insightful, please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive.